What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Rivian. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's been coming out associated to Rivian, and what might be coming out possibly in the foreseeable future as far as a partnership. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, at the time of doing this video, it is sitting at $17.19. So it is Wednesday evening, so take that into consideration, but I'm going to go over a lot of the data points and things that you need to keep in mind. Over the last several trading days, there has been a bump up in as far as volume. So on Wednesday, there was 46.7 million shares being traded, and you have seen a very nice increase from institutions ever since CPI for the most part, because that did insinuate that there was going to be rate cuts, and the whole EV sector is very, very sensitive to interest rates. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But even on Wednesday, 1.62 million, 2.7, a very big one right here. So 18.3. So no doubtably, that probably was either BlackRock or Vanguard or some large entity getting into Rivian. But nonetheless, it is definitely a nice change of events, because this time last month, this wasn't happening. So once again, I think that's relatively good stuff. As of late, there hasn't been all that much coming out from Rivian, so it has just been piggybacking off of the broader market. And plus, typically companies go kind of radio silent leading up to their earnings, which it is slated for August the 6th. I'm going to be live streaming that on a side note, so kind of make sure you guys subscribe and all the fun jazz. What I will do is I'll give you guys a quick overview of this. So as of right now, this is kind of the consensus for interest rate cuts. So for the September 18th meeting, there is a 93.5% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut, and that is followed by, on November 7th, now a 56.4% likelihood of another 25 basis point cut. So this is in reality what's been really fueling Rivian, as well as institutions buying into Rivian, because like I kind of already mentioned, the whole EV sector is very sensitive to interest rates. So by having two cuts back to back, that is absolutely epic, and potentially could even prompt a very larger rotation into equities. I've kind of touched on this in previous videos, but this might be happening over the next several quarters, because as of right now, there is all-time high numbers in money markets. So you are going to see a rotation similar to what happened in kind of transitioning from 2020 to 2021. And I'm pretty sure generally we know what happened during that stage. Everything and their dog went up like crazy. So there's one thing that I just wanted to kind of talk on before I go over data points, technicals, and stuff like that. So there was this right here. So Faraday, for those of you that are subscribed to my other channel, I actually have quite a few channels, around 6, but trending stocks. I cover Faraday and other whatever is kind of popular at the time, but Faraday Future. They recently did have a interview where another YouTuber went inside their facility, did a live stream, and there was these random vans. And clearly they are Amazon vans, Rivian Amazon vans. So in essence, kind of made obviously a question mark. And one thing that I'm sure a lot of people might not be really privy to, but Faraday's founder, his name is YT, he actually did a video on how, especially when Volkswagen and Rivian kind of announced that joint ventureship, he did a video all about that and how Faraday could really benefit that. And so Faraday has been stating that there is an American company that they're going to be doing a partnership to help their bridge. So in essence, there might be a Amazon/Rivian Faraday Future partnership or joint partnership kind of created in the foreseeable future. I have no idea how that would look, because Faraday's finances are absolutely horrific, whereas Rivian's is not much better, but at least they have a ton of cash on hand. So once again, I'm not really sure how that's going to look. Faraday does have a lot of good AI that a lot of other companies essentially don't have. So there could be some partnership as far as that goes. We'll just have to wait and see, but no doubtably, this is something that I feel like RJ should be really asked about during their upcoming quarterly earnings. So let me know your thoughts on that, and if you think that would be good for Rivian as far as to get the I guess, intellectual property from Faraday, possibly in exchange for some financial sum or something like that. But still, I think that this is a very interesting point to kind of keep in mind. And this is just another different viewpoint. You do see Faraday Future right down here, and conveniently the Amazon vans right there. So all in all, very interesting stuff. One thing that I do want to share with you that did come out recently was this. So popping over to IBKR, you do see two recent analyst ratings, one of which was done by Adam Jonas. So recently raised the rating to 17, a buy rating. Adam, who does have a 54% success rating. And then aside from that, you had one that came out yesterday, $16 price target by Barclays' Dan Levy, who has a 42% success rating. So I think all in all, analysts are still warming up to Rivian, and in comparison to what it can be, like this is just chump change. Once analysts start to really see a big rotation into equities, then this is going to be back at the 30s and or possibly even higher. As of right now, in the short term though, the Elliott Wave technicals, as I brought up in the past, are signaling for it to kind of head to the 2150 to 2290 in the short term. So again, that's something to just be aware of. It has a pivot point of $14.60. So Rivian is nowhere near that on a side note. And I'll do a video closer to Rivian's, I guess, quarterly earnings, just about some expectations and things that you need to kind of keep in mind. So let me know your thoughts on that. On a side note, if you're looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as ownership, analyst ratings, and for it to be all free, take a look at Interactive Brokers, link in the description below and also the comments. Like I said, it is completely free to have all of this. So highly recommend you guys taking advantage of that. But moving on to some other additional data points, starting off with shorts. Just for transparency, like I said, especially almost every video, Rivian is not a squeeze play. I'm just bringing this up more so for analysis purposes. On Wednesday, shorts did increase 194,000 shares. 18.54% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 131.33 million shares. Utilization 61.65, and right now cost of borrow is very low, so 0.82%. So once again, just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of that. Looking at options though, $15 million in calls and then 5.09 million in puts. 45% of all the options being done on Wednesday have been very bullish, even just kind of extending it over the last 3 trading days. 45 million in calls, 15 million in puts. So a lot of money is getting into Rivian, both through common stock as well as through options. Based on the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above $20 by the end of this week. So fairly optimistic for that. Flip side, looking at puts, you do see consensus for it to be sub $17, maybe $16.50. So very much in favor of upside. So this is why I just wanted to kind of do a video about the potential partnership, what the bullish data points are saying, and everything that you need to know. So right now with it closing at 17.19, of course, Thursday, all of this could potentially change. So just take note of some of the strong support and resistance points. So $17.14 is going to be the next strong support. $19.51 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. And then dependent on what happens on Thursday, just watch for that 15.68 to be that next level of support. So all in all, should be fairly interesting. I don't believe any data points are coming out for Thursday aside from just a couple of Fed speakers. So that could cause some volatility, but we'll just have to wait and see on the actual chart itself. So I want to give you guys a quick overview of this. And you notice those big spikes up. I don't know if that was more a glitch from the I only see this, or if you guys see this too, but very, very interesting. And this wasn't shorts because I was double checking to see kind of the timestamps and whatever else, but this definitely stood out to me. But beside the point, looking on the actual chart itself, so it is higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, as you can kind of see. Stochastic has kind of pulled down a little bit, so it is at 77, so still considered somewhat overbought, but given if it does continue to consolidate, this is where you could have this nice and reset, potentially giving it strength for a nice secondary run. A number of retail investors have been taking profits when it comes down to Rivian. So I think all in all, the technicals, it's not down and out. Consolidation is still very healthy for any stock. So kind of just keep that in mind. But majority of the data points I did bring up today are very bullish. Analysts are starting to become a little bit more bullish as well in Rivian. So all in all, let me know your thoughts. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, if you've been selling, what have you been doing with Rivian? One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you guys watching.